Hi everyone. So today I have this set to share with you that I have been so looking forward to because the packaging says it's a die and press stamp and die strawberry box. So you know I love a good box. So let's check this out. This is an item that Die and Press has brought to HSN ahead of the May 13th craft day. And if you're watching this video, the item is already available. So Die and Press did send this item free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And the links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So I really thank you guys for using those. Help support the channel and keep this channel going. So sometimes with YouTube and HSN currently, it might be embedded in the video. Like as you're watching, you can click on a little like bag, or maybe it says show products or shop products, something like that. Oh, look at this. Okay. Oh my gosh, okay, so we have this piece that obviously is going to be like the base of this strawberry. You have some big leaves, some big petals or flowers. How cute, the little guy. Oh my gosh, okay, let's check this out. Super excited to try this out. I do believe Die and Press has an auto ship. Not on this, sorry guys. I just want to mention that there is one auto ship, and a lot of times, depending on when you're watching this video, the auto ship will not be available until like a couple hours before the craft day or the day before the craft day. So just make sure if you are interested, it's the envelope set. If you're interested in getting the auto ship, you want to wait until it's actually available for auto ship and not just the single ship option, right? So that way you're getting what you're wanting. Okay. How cute is this? So you have your marquee cutting folder, again, a refill for the marquee if you have that die cutting tool, and if you do not, if you have something else, you know, these thin metal dies will go through any machine that cuts thin metal dies. I will say the marquee is literally my go-to machine. I use it all the time, every day, probably a good 90% of the time is what I'm using. Oh look, it came with a little embroidery thread. Okay. So here's our instruction sheet. They're saying to cut out 2 of the strawberry dies, like the base piece. You can stamp it with a little seeds, of course, make it extra cute. Oh, how cute is that to do that? And maybe some clear embossing or gold, I would say clear embossing ink, or like watermark ink, or just gold metallic ink, and then top it with some gold powder, and so it'll have little gold seeds. I think that'd be cute. Or even yellow, right? Because we have embossing powders in all kinds of colors. And then you're going to glue those together there, and then you're going to glue them into a flat shape, and then you just kind of pop it so it makes the 3D kind of shape there. And then here they're showing you if you want, oh, that's what it is, because I wasn't sure what that was. It's to make it look like it's dipped in like chocolate or whatever, you know. Here they're using like a white chocolate option with like a drizzle, or like maybe white chocolate with like pink little strawberry, however. And then just glue that on the base there. You're going to want a couple of them, it looks like. It does 3 sections at a time, so you have 6 little sections. And then to go ahead and put your twine through there, and as you're twisting it, it kind of twists at the top. You just remember they had a cupcake long ago. Actually, I'm looking at my example. It's still here in my craft room. It's so cute. Kind of had the same similar shape on the top there. And then, actually that's the calyx, I guess. I thought it was like a flower, but it's definitely a flower shape if you want to use it or something like that. You have this with the stamps to give you that little detail. And yeah, just put it through there, you know, add some more leaves or leaves, I guess, because the calyx isn't really leaves, and flowers and all that kind of cute stuff. So then it has a little tag, super cute, with like very happy birthday, you're the very best, so very proud of you, things like that. This thing looks like it'll work up very quickly. Yeah, so there's your embroidery thread for the top. You can use ribbon or other twine that you have. Again, the seeds, all that good stuff. I mean, this is a good size. And I will give you a measurement on this larger die. It is about just shy of 5 inches. Okay. And then about just over 4 inches deep. It's hard to see the numbers, obviously, on this clear ruler. Okay. So let me grab, you know, some cardstock, and I'll probably use like a light pink just to make it cute, with, you know, red dots or something, just more berry looking. But obviously if you want to make it more realistic, you're going to go with like a red and, like I said, yellow and goldish kind of seeds or however. But I'll be right back. Okay, so I grabbed some cardstock and some scraps of cardstock here. It looks like I will run this guy through twice. All right, we'll do 2 of this one. And you can see, I mean, from an A2 size piece of cardstock, you can make quite a few of these guys. So I'll run those two. Through the green, I have this cardstock. I'll use the side that's less textured. We'll add a leaf. We'll do this part, of course. I'm probably not going to dip it today, but if you dipped it, all you did is, run that through whatever color you want. Add the drizzle if you would like, and you're good to go. We'll work on the tag and those things later. I did bring out some white cardstock for our little flower, and you know what? I'll just go ahead and run some of those through. Maybe 2 or 3, okay? And I'll be right back. So yeah, I think this is going to be a super easy, cute little project. You can whip these out really quickly. I mean, yeah. Let me grab some ink, some green, some little yellow or something like that, and then probably red. Again, as berries get older, they usually have like a black seed. But, whatever color you want to do that with. I'll be right back. Oh, I was going to grab a stamp positioner, but some friends on here a lot of times will leave me comments about how they do this or that, or maybe how they use these guys. And somebody had said that they'll use it for like an actual stamp positioner. Something you want to think about. I was just going to use the whole thing to help me hold this guy. So that's what I'm going to do and see how it works. Let's open this up. In case, if you have a marquee, you don't have a marquee, but at the same time, if you just want to use this, for some other purpose than what it's needed for, especially if you don't have a marquee, right? You receive one of these every time. And, I mean, it's a big stamping block, basically. But again, my buddies here tell me that they use it as a stamp positioner. You just put the stamp and the paper inside. Of course, not too close to the fold. I wouldn't put it too close because then it's going to not stamp the way you probably want it to. But let's see. So I'm just going to look through here and kind of bring this down in here and get those seeds on there. And make sure you're pressing the whole area. Look at that. Okay, I'll do the second one exactly the same. And like me, in all the years I've been doing this, and I mean, I have acrylic blocks of all sizes, and I even have, stamp positioners that are small and big 12-inch ones. So maybe you don't have something that's large enough to hold that stamp for you, and now you do, right? It's right there in the kit. Okay, and our greenery. Now, I would recommend that whenever you do stamping, if you're putting them on a block, you use a block about the size of what you're stamping. You just have more control. Sorry, I walked away. I'm grabbing a few other stampers. So like for this little guy, for the center of my flower, we do have this smaller guy. I do have 1-inch stamping blocks. You can definitely, pull those guys out, but something smaller so you can just handle it better. So there's one little guy. 2, I don't know if I'll use all 3 flowers, but I did want to make 3 flowers, so there they are. And then our greenery. Let me see if this is stamping block. I might have to get one a little bit bigger. Oh, it barely holds that guy. Okay, good. And then this one. So I'm going to stamp this just to get that detail on our leaf. And I'm just, going for it. But if you want to use a stamp position, you can definitely do that. I might be a little off, but it's nature, guys. So there we go. Hey, pretty good. All right, let me get one more stamping block that's a little bit larger. Again, you could use something like this, but I do recommend it being a little bit similar to the size of what you're trying to stamp. I have too many sticky things on mine. They're like sticking together. Let's see here. And so this guy. And it looks pretty much identical everywhere, so you're just going to pick a spot where you want to pop that. What I mean is it looks symmetrical, so I don't think there's a certain way that you're supposed to position this on that piece there, other than trying to get it, in line there. Okay. Well, a little bit crooked. There we go. Cute. Okay, let me clean up and then we'll get this guy put together. Okay, guys. And for me, I always like to score when something is flat just to get it going. So I'm going to do that. Go ahead and put a nice line on that one. And I'm not bending them too much, just kind of getting them ready. Other than the glue tab, because the glue tab we are going to flatten that out. All right, so, okay, let's see if this guy's ready. Nope. I will say on the instruction, this would be step 3, and then going into step 4, because you're just gonna put this together. Again, I always put glue pretty much right to the very edge. Right? So this is step 3. And then step 4 is basically, step 3 is to put the glue on the tab. Step 4 is sticking them together. And so I'm gonna let that set for just a minute before I finish up. And step 5 is just putting glue on here, and they're recommending just to lay it down flat. But I'm gonna let this set up for just a second before I move on. Okay, so let's go ahead and put some glue here. I suppose you probably could have done that at the same time, but I like to follow the steps provided. That way we're all on the same page. Okay, you can just flatten that out and hold that down. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just letting that set up really well because I don't want it to pop open. I will say I always use a wet glue when I'm constructing things, because unless you rip it, it's not gonna come undone. But if you like double-sided tape, liner tape, go for it. Since I already creased everything, I can just go like this and it already takes the shape. But if you hadn't creased everything, you would go ahead right now and do that. So that's what they said. Like I said, I usually follow the instruction. But for me, it's easier to have scored it first, and then, because it's going to get a little more difficult once it's stuck together to try to get these creases in here. So I did change that up just a little bit. Okay, and so basically we're now, if you're going to decorate the base of it, then you would do that too. And now we're going to go on to this guy. I'm just going to take some string, I don't know, just a good little amount. If you want, you can put this on a needle, like an embroidery needle, but they're basically saying to go ahead and run the green twine through. Obviously, if you're going to put something in here, go ahead and do that. Let me give you a measurement on this so you know about how big this is. I would say you're going to be able to get a little bit up in here, but not completely to the top. So I would say it's just over 2 inches of depth. And then, I don't know if I can see the width on this, but it's almost 3 inches wide. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyhow, maybe an embroidery needle, but it does say to go from front to back. So front to back, again, front to back, all the way around, okay? So let's get this guy front to back, front to back, front to back. And I'll be right back. I'm just going to go around. I already have those 3, and I'll come back at the end. I will say I may have used a little too little thread. It was probably 8 or 9 inches, so maybe you want to give yourself a good foot, but okay, so front to back. I'm tightening it up already just because I got myself the smaller piece here. We're almost there though. Get that in there. Come on, buddy. I'm going to get this close to me. Sorry, guys. And again, get yourself a good foot of thread. I'm going to have to pull it tighter. I'm trying to hold this end plus this so it doesn't just go away. All right. There we go. And give it a squeeze and start pulling. I really need to get this closer to my body, guys. Sorry, but anyhow, it just says to go ahead and just kind of gently manipulate it. I'm putting one petal under the next, right? Like the one I start with. Going under the next one, under the next one. Hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing. There we go. So this one, I put this one underneath this one under that one, this one under that one, so they kind of swirl into each other. I hope that makes sense. All the way to the end. Very good, very good. How cute. Okay, we're getting it, we're getting it. I want this one underneath that one. There we go. And so I'm going to put a little knot right now. Get this a little bit closer to me. Yeah, give yourself a good foot of this. So you're not having to do funny things like I did. But anyway, I'm still trying to make sure everything's the way I had it. This one slipped under. This one needs to go back under. Let's go, buddy. There you go. So they're all in order. And then this is also going to hold the calyx for you. So I'm sorry, I'm pushing it against my body so I can do this. I'll put in a knot, even though I like a little bit of a bow better. But for right now, let's do a knot. Still hugging it close to my body to help me. Okay, so I'm going to leave it open just about that much because of the string. Oh, look how cute. Okay, now it says to go ahead and crease this guy. I don't know if you can see, it has like embossed lines. So you can just give yourself a little texture, a little dimension, should I say, you know. And then you're going to pop both of these through that hole. And then you also have, if you want your leaf or whatever else you want to put on here, right? So we have that. Cute. Okay. Get this back to the center a little bit. And let me see. After it says to do that, yeah, just die cut, tag, stamp, and leaf. Secure with a bow if desired. You know, you can also pop the leaf through this same hole, or same these guys, and then your tag. So let me work on the tags. We haven't made a tag yet. Let me grab some paper and we'll do that. So I'll just do a little white tag with some red inking. And so let's see. Oh, something sweet. So very proud of you. That's cute. Let's do that one. And of course I put up all my stamping blocks. All right. They're always right here next to me, but sometimes they're easier to reach than other times because they're just all over and they kind of fall all over each other and all that kind of good stuff. But okay. There you go. And we'll take that last die. And I think I'll cut it like this. I'm just eyeballing this, guys. I mean, keeping in mind, looking at the edges and all that, I think that looks pretty good. So I'll run that through right quick and I will be right back. Okay. So this, and I'm going to do one last thing. So I want this to kind of stay centered and instead of kind of flopping around. So I'm going to put a dimensional, you can glue, but I think dimensional is easier because you can still open it real easy. Just under wherever, like here. So as I put this on here, I can kind of eyeball what I'm doing and stick that down a little more center. And this guy is also kind of flopping around. If you want to glue it down, you can definitely glue it down. I think we'll be good. Okay, and then get this guy through here, and then I'll cut the ends of my thread when I'm done here so it looks nice and neat. And I'm going to bring this closer to me because I want to make a little bow, but just going to make a knot and a bow, okay? So knot and a little bow, but I need it a little closer to me so I can hold this guy still. Go, there we go. Definitely give yourself about a foot of the thread. Okay? Just going to clean this up a little bit. There and here. And then we'll add some little flowers here and there. There you go. And I mean, I guess I'll just pop them on wherever. Let me see if I have my bow there, maybe here. Okay. And you can shape your flowers too. I mean, we have lots of dimension already, but wherever it is you want to put them, my goodness. You know, once the glue starts doing this, it always does this. So hold on. There we go. A little here, maybe another one there. I like to do threes. Maybe there. And you can definitely shape these guys like I had mentioned, but for now, just going to pop them on where I put my glue. And then I'll show you our final little project here. Cute. You know, maybe I'll put this one on a dimensional. Yeah, I'll put this one on a dimensional just to have a little different dimension. Okay, guys. I mean, how cute is that? Super dimensional. I mean, just really adorable. You know, it's a really fun shape. Again, it's not going to stand up on its own because of the shape, but there you go. Super cute. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks so much, Die Press, for sending these items for review. I did put these flowers on in a way that things can still move. But anyway, I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links there in the description box again, possibly embedded in the video. But this is just a super cute little project. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.